And I'm really sad they don't have anything new. So I'm going to have to like really think hard about what I want to get here. I do need more eviscerator parts, so I'll probably get that. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get the eviscerator parts anyways. Those are very much worth it. It's getting really expensive to upgrade my eviscerator. Alrighty. Alrighty. Are there any other parts I usually get? I don't remember. I'll need to look at my artifacts, see if there's anything else I want to get there. But then it's down to artifacts and primes, I guess. Oh, Prime Valor. I definitely want to get that one. That one should help with additional warp range for the, what you call the disco, the discovery. There is a strategy that I haven't been able to deploy, and I don't know if they'll ever come out with this free to play, but there is, let's look at it while we're talking about it here real quick. So if we look at the refits, and this was shared by some higher levels. I know Deli was on and sharing this. I don't remember who else was on at the time, but it involves using the Spectre here. So with this one for your Gorn Eviscerator, and this is Scopely's answer to the warp range sucking, by the way. But let me make a note of this really quick here. Sorry, I'm just trying to make some notes about some of the things that I can make little videos out of. So the Spectre, one thing that you can do with this is it's increasing your isolate damage by 40%, ops 40, scales in your ops level, reaching 100%. So some increase in isolate damage, which is really nice, and critical hit damage by 70% for your ships that traverse a spatial rip. Spatial rip buffs are temporary. So I think the basic strategy, which I don't have this, so I can't test it, I can't show it on stream, unfortunately, but I think what the strategy here is that you are discoing. Take your disco out to some, and this is a strategy specifically, you could use it in other places, but specifically, let's say that you want to take your Revenant, which may not have the warp range, to get to some of these bigger armadas. So if you're going out and hitting with the Revenant, these Borg type 3.1, 0.2 armadas in this range right here, right next to Federation space, if you can go to the 70 system, for example, you take your disco there, you summon your Spectre, you create one of those rifts, and then players from your alliance can use the rift to go to hit that armada. And if your ship goes through that rift that it creates, then you're able to, excuse me, then you can take advantage of those buffs that we just looked over that come with having the Spectre, and you can really damage those armadas. So when can you do that? Not just for loot, but there's some events where doing damage with your ships is pretty impactful to you scoring points in like a solo leaderboard. And so that's where it can come in, is you can save some of these directives, which aren't very plentiful for the group armadas by any stretch of the imagination. But you can go and you can hit those armadas for some pretty massive points and rewards. So something to keep in mind. There's a lot of ifs with this, but I figure I'm going to be trying to max out my warp range with that Prime Valor research. And if they ever come out with the Spectre, I'm hoping I can unlock that free to play so I can do something like that. Currently I can reach the 70s, but you never know what other kind of content Scopely's going to come out with that it might be useful to have an additional warp range for. So for me, I think that's a fantastic research that I would probably suggest in tournaments that we all kind of go out for. try and unlock and max out your warp range for your disco. Even grabbing these ahead, because you know you need to get so many of these and you can only get like 500 per tournament run. So that's probably something good to grab every single tournament, so if you ask me.